Caroline Wilson, what is the latest with Tasmania's bid for a 19th team?
Well, we know Gillon McLachlan's been holding ongoing talks with the Tasmanian Premier. We know there's no stadium as yet. Federal government may get involved. Gillon McLachlan is juggling a lot of balls in the air. There is a theory that Tasmania will maybe push politically to play at least a portion of the games in Launceston, and that's why they're not pushing the stadium as well, Sam. Some presidents believe that there'll be a meeting next week and that they'll be given a lot of information, but they are demanding several weeks to dissect that information, and the earliest they will meet to make a decision is grand final week, but I reckon it'll be in October or the last week of September.
Let's call this for what it is. This is a mess and quite frankly an embarrassment. How has it got to this point? Not only do we not have a stadium, we don't know where the stadium's going to be, and when we do know where the stadium's going to be, we don't know who's going to pay for half of it, and now we have 18 presidents sitting there going, we might have information by next week. Yeah. It's almost grand final week, and they're talking about having a team by 2026.
Sam, I don't think it's a mess, and often we say this about Gillon McLachlan's negotiations.
How is it not a mess?
Well,
you think this has gone smoothly?
On a 4-year timeline, what difference does a month make?
It's a big play, Sam. It's a big play. I don't know if you followed closely the building of the Optus Stadium in Perth.
Yep.
I don't know if you followed closely the building of Adelaide Oval in South Australia, the rebuilding. They were an unholy mess.
Those places had better plans than this did.
No, the stuff that went on in the lead-up, that's what happens. It's the end justifies the means. I believe there are 4 presidents who are still anti. Gillon McLachlan is working very much, I think, on a couple of them. I know he's been talking to Jeff Brown.
How many does he need to shift the vote to a favourable?
Well, he says he wants it. He wants
unanimous.
the majority.
So why then?
The 18 CEOs met 2 weeks ago and they're all in favour.
Why do we get to the point where presidents, if Gillon's having to shift their minds to be in the positive, why have we got to this point anyway that the presidents are deciding?
Well, some of the CEOs would say the same thing because they're all for Tasmania pretty much.
Does that mean they're lame duck CEOs? If their presidents are over, you got lame duck CEOs.
Why would you, if you're the AFL Commission, want people like, well, Jeff Kennett's on the way out, so I don't know if we can really count him and what his successor thinks. Why would you want people like Andrew Pridham and Jeff Brown against something that you want everyone? They just want to bring them. Everyone there.
Why have them vote if you're trying to force their hand?
Well, I don't think they're asking them to vote. They've said if they put it to a vote, it would get up.
Why can't Gillon just say, I want this team?
It'll happen, but he wants to bring everyone with him.
It's about collaboration. On the level of investment, we're talking over $500 billion to build a stadium.
If this was a business investment, it wouldn't be happening.
It's
not a business investment.
No, but they go through due diligence.
The AFL is a non-for-profit organisation that, if it is serious about developing the game and expanding the game, it should have a team in every state.
Of course it should, Caro. But we are all for a team in Tasmania. No one, I don't think, in their right mind is saying they don't want a team in Tasmania, but it still has to present a financially viable business case in order for us to move forward. And right now we don't have one.
But that's what happened with Adelaide Oval. That's what happened with Optus Stadium.
But this is a new team. This is not a new stadium for an existing team.
But isn't the onus on the Tasmanian government with the stadium?
But that's what I'm saying. So it's not the AFL.
Who's you clipping here? The Tasmanian government. Let's just be clear, because a lot of people don't know the nuance like you do, right?
The Tasmanian government are akin to throwing a large party, and it's been built for 6 months, and we've got the day before, and we don't know who's buying the grog. That's what's happening with this stadium.
Sam, that's incredibly disrespectful and condescending.
No, it's not condescending at all,
The AFL is putting millions of dollars into 2 teams in other states. Tasmanian government are putting in heaps more. Listen, there'll be a
2 teams in non-football heartland that is going to help with long-term growth.
There'll be a broadcast rights deal announced, I would say, in the next 3 or 4 weeks, and I think it'll be worth something around maybe $600 million a year.
I take umbrage that you're saying I'm condescending when they don't have a stadium.
The game in Tasmania
has
been estimated at being worth by the networks between $12 and $13 million a year. The extra, 8 games a year that it's going to be. It's going to be fascinating. It's a great story, and often things get the trickiest before they reach their resolution.